Hey there, Brad from 4Player Network, and these are my top 10 games of 2016. I am so sorry about Hitman. My number 10 game of 2016 is ReCore. Just barely making the list. Honestly, bumped off some really dope games, but I had to put it on here because I maybe be one of the few people who actually played it. I was actually really hyped going into this game, and that may seem surprising, but the truth is, this is kind of the first big original game from Armature Studios, a studio that formed years back that I've been watching very closely because it was formed by some of the leads on Metroid Prime who left Retro Studios to go make their own game, games. And the truth is, ReCore has a lot. You can kind of see some of the greatness from the Metroid Prime series in ReCore. And, you know, it's not Metroid Prime. The game does have its issues, but what's there is kind of impressive. You play as Jewel. It's an open world kind of Zelda-like game in construction, but there's a lot of Metroid elements as well, where you're unlocking secrets, getting into areas and side dungeons based on, you know, your robot companions that you acquire along the way. They actually did a pretty good job of you know, putting it in this loot system, you know, that focuses around, you know, finding these parts and creating these parts for your different robot companions. Deeper than I thought it was going to be. I think where ReCore really shines, though, is in the way it controls and kind of how they design platforming and combat around that. You have a lot of control over Jewel in the air with multiple air dashes and double jumps and whatnot, and she's just a joy to control. And because that stuff is so tight, they're able to create really, really difficult platforming challenges, little side gauntlet dungeons that are honestly probably some of the best parts of this game because, you know, after I mean, some of this stuff looks really impossible at first, but once you realize just how much freedom you have to kind of control her the way you want in the air, kind of weird. It's hard to explain, but you know, a lot of games are like, oh, you can double jump, and only at this arc in your jump, and you know, then you can do an air dash. But here you can like dash off the edge and then jump and then dash again and then jump again and then dash through like a floating thing in the air that recharges all your jumps. So now you got, you know, your jumps and your air dashes back, and they're able to create insanely difficult stuff that was such a joy to master. But also that movement stuff plays into combat as well, because, you know, this is not a game where it's all about aiming and getting headshots. It's an auto lock on, a lot like Metroid Prime, but unlike Metroid Prime, they've given Jewel a lot of control over her movement in combat. So now, you know, you see enemy fire coming, and you're jumping and dodging and double dashing and stuff all over the place. A lot more than Samus could ever do in the Metroid Prime games. So it's actually kind of an improvement. And then they tie a combo system into that, where if you don't take damage, the more enemy fire you lay down, like the faster you actually kill enemies. So by the end of the game, when you're doing some really tough combat challenges and some of the combat dungeons, you're getting through stuff that's like really quickly, and that's really satisfying. You know, the game does have its issues. I played this on PC. I actually haven't been recommending this game to people who can only play out on Xbox One because the load times are real bad. And you know, it's an open world game where you're doing a lot of backtracking, you know, Metroid style, and that requires a lot of, you know, load screens that can be really bad on the Xbox. And you know, the game also had some performance issues on the Xbox, but I know it's rough around the edges. I would love Armature Studios to kind of get the money and the time they need to make, you know, a great game like Metroid Prime again. And I do think that ReCore really does hint that they still have that talent. They still have something special, and hopefully one day they'll be able to make something as great, you know, as what the stuff they used to do back in the day. My number 9 game of 2016 is Thumper. What is Thumper? You know, a lot of people kind of, they see it and they know it's very like musical and they think it's actually a music and rhythm game. But I'd actually probably compare it more to like a runner type game, like a bit trip runner, where you sort of recognize what's coming and you've sort of obtained the knowledge to kind of handle that stuff, and then it gets faster and more challenging and trickier, and you start to master the game and start being able to handle what they throw at you. It's a very, very tough game, very fast game, but it's such a visually striking game. That's just, there's not much going on, but what they do, they nail. The sense of speed, the metallicness of that fucking beetle, and then the crazy like geometry of the stuff kind of coming off the track, and then these bosses, which are giant fucking heads. And I'll say this, I played this game in VR. And I probably played the first few levels out of VR, and that stuff was great. I actually still really enjoyed it, but it wasn't until I put on the PSVR headset that I really felt like I was in it. And I know that's a hard sell to people who just haven't played it like that, but the sense of scale and the sense of speed when you're in VR is just so much better. And some of the horrors of like the bosses and the crazy things that you see in this game, just the sense of speed, slamming into the wall, is very, very it's traumatic in VR, I guess. I don't know, but I don't know what to say. It's one of those things you have to play. You have to get a sense of feel and atmosphere and speed by playing this game, because you look at it, it doesn't seem like there's much going on. I will say each subsequent level does introduce like more and more wrinkles to this game while speeding it up faster and faster, and by the end of the game you're doing so much crazy shit that like honestly I couldn't even believe it. I couldn't even believe how good I was getting at this game, because by the time I got to the 4th level and I started, I was like, this is too hard, I'll never get through this game. But sure enough, you get better and better and better, and it's so satisfying by the end. You just feel like a cosmic space beetle badass, and I don't know, play Thumper, it's fucking rad. At number 8, I have Doom. So, Chris Davis, I don't know if he was right. He definitely wasn't wrong. I don't know what he saw back at QuakeCon, but hey, the game came out, I played it, and believe it or not, a lot of what's here is stuff that reminded me of classic Doom, which I fucking love. id Software made a shooter in 2016 that actually feels maybe more like a shooter from the 90s, because it's not just about, walking forward and cool set pieces until you get to the next cutscene. No, these are very elaborately handcrafted, spaces that you spend a lot of time exploring, finding secrets. There's a lot of verticality and stuff. And I know it's weird that I'm not talking about like the fast badass combat, but we'll get to that. The stuff that really impressed me in Doom is like, you have a lot of control over your character. At the point where you get a double jump, it just kind of opens up, and you realize that some of those areas that look like you really couldn't get to actually hide really cool secrets. And what makes the secrets so good is all the stuff that you get from it like feeds into like the integrated systems. You're finding these challenges that seem right out of Devil May Cry that kind of test your abilities with a certain skill, which makes you better at the game. But then you get like a rune that feeds into the system that might make a certain weapon better in the weapon system itself, and those upgrades, like that stuff is well designed too, where like every weapon seems useful. Even at first you're like, fuck this weapon, but by the time you start putting mods on it and upgrading those mods, like everything feels so fucking powerful. And I was kind of bummed when I first heard about the system of like doing the like little quick timey thing to like melee an enemy to death, but that keeps combat moving fast, and kind of restores your resources as you go. It's actually pretty well done. But by the end of the game, you're such a fucking god that you're one-shotting enemies anyways with fucking laser cannons, and it's just so fucking satisfying. This game feels so good to play, but they actually did a good job of making cool, memorable map design that you wanted to explore. And who would have fucking thought, man, from id? Jesus, man, the first time they tried to make this game, they had to cancel it because it was, Doom of Duty, and it was just fucking stupid. And then Carmack left, and even before that, Rage sucked. Who would have thought that Doom would have been great? But it fucking is, man. I don't know what to tell you. fucking Chris Davis. You know, he got lucky. He got fucking lucky. Damn it. Doing this good. Doing this real fucking good. My number 7 favorite game of 2016 is The Last Guardian. I'm a big Team Eco fan. I'm actually surprised that this is not higher on my list, but it did make my list because I really did enjoy what they're going for in this game. And I know it's really divisive. Some people really struggled with this game because it's you in a giant Colossus. It's kind of like Eco, but with a Colossus. And your Colossus is kind of like a dog and kind of dumb, but it doesn't matter because you love it. My God, Trico as a character. Favorite character of the year. It's probably the most like realistic AI controlled NPC I've ever seen. It's so lifelike. It reminds me of my dogs, both its charms and its flaws. It's kind of like puzzle solving with Hyde, which would be frustrating, but you know what? I'd forgive it if Hyde was a giant fucking dog, because that thing is rad. The sense of scale in this game, shocking at first. Just the way honestly, they have the confidence to give Trico the ability to kind of move around the environment that he does, and when he kind of jumps down, you really do feel the force and the size when it's next to you. It's kind of fucking majestic and shit, and you're climbing around on it as it's jumping around through like these giant fucking 100-foot leaps and stuff. It's kind of awe-inspiring, and you just fall in love with that creature because the attention to detail with little animations and the sounds that it makes and stuff. And my God, the first time I had to leave it through like a little tunnel, and he stuck his head through, and then his little paw, and he was like, "Please, I want to go with you." Oh my God, that was so great. And you do feel like you're building this bond with the game, and it does so with little things where. And it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell because there's some weird coding there, and it's AI, and you don't know, is this thing just not listening to you because it's an animal? But if you look at interviews, Ueda did that shit on purpose. You know, he wanted it to feel like a living creature. And by the end of the game, you know, you did feel kind of more connected with it, and stuff that was maybe a chore before, you know, you and Trico just kind of did. He just fucking knew, or she knew. Was it he or she? I think it's a she. I looked for a penis. I didn't see it. Maybe it's a she. But, you know, you just sort of figured each other out throughout the course of that game as you learned it and as you started to obey. And then, you know, they kind of did cool things. Like some of my favorite moments are the surprising moments where Trico does something that you kind of don't expect. You know, like, you know, he's afraid of the eyes, but at some point, you know, you're getting your ass beat, and he's like, fuck it. I know there's an eye there, but I'm still going to save your ass. It's such a great moments like that, or a moment which, you know, it's early in the game, so I don't feel bad, but he gets his fucking tail stuck on a door, and it's horrible because he's crying, and it hurts, and the enemies start coming, and you're trying to fend them off and lure them to Trico so she can attack them. And like, it just seems so painful for Trico. And then by the time she gets out, or he gets out, or Trico gets out, like, you're just going down a corridor, and Trico just takes off. And there's an enemy way down at the end of that tunnel, and Trico just fucks it up. And you've never seen Trico do anything like that. Trico attacks enemies when enemies are near him, but at this point, you know, Trico's been having a bad day. He just got his tail stuck. He just wants to fuck something up. And it's little things like that, little surprises, little opportunities where Trico just decides to kind of, you know, reveal itself as something that seems a lot more real and alive than your typical video game character. That really sells me on this game. And by the end of it, you know, it actually was a pretty good story too. You know, it's probably the most, you know, explicitly told story of, you know, any Team Eco game, but hey, it does it well, and that kind of surprised me as well. I really did like The Last Guardian. God damn it. I guess it's not too much of a surprise, but it's good. My number 6 favorite game of 2016 is Salt and Sanctuary. And shame on you if you've not played this dope-ass game. I thought this thing was going to blow up when it came to Steam, but I didn't hear a lot of people talking about it. Shame on you. But I played on PS4, and it was a fucking joy. Man, you know I love Metroidvanias, and you know I like the Souls series as well. But what I've been struggling with over the years is Souls games that feel a little samey while being great, and Metroidvanias that are coming out from indie developers, because, you know, no one's making Metroid or Castlevania anymore. But there's a lot of indie developers who like those games, and they're trying to make those games, and they come out and they're good, they're well made, you know, they're like 8 hours long and they're solid. But man, I miss a Metroidvania game that had some fucking meat on its bones, because god damn it, you could play Symphony of the Night for like 30 hours, 40 hours just trying to find all its secrets and collect all the loot and shit, and god damn it, Salt and Sanctuary finally feels like an indie developed Metroidvania with some fucking meat on its bones, and I loved every goddamn second of it. I played Dark Souls 3 this year, but honestly, Salt and Sanctuary was probably the better Souls game for me. And this really is a goddamn Souls game. You know, they're not trying to hide it. Pretty much all the dope-ass shit about Dark Souls is here in terms of mechanics and in terms of systems. Like, combat's great, but also that loop of you know, getting your salt, aka your souls, and trying not to lose them when you die and you're trying to get back to your corpse. It's all there. I don't have to describe it because you've played a Souls game, so you know how this game works. Except this game also has like really cool, challenging platforming and stuff. You know, the platforming in a Souls game is please don't fall off the edge of this thing because I don't want to run all the way back here. But there's actually some really tricky placement of like platforms and like platforming techniques that you get in this game, especially when you start getting abilities, which is something you don't get in a Souls game. It's like straight up Metroid, Castlevania type abilities like double jumps and air dashes, and the way that figures into platforming, and even crazier stuff like being able to like flip gravity around. There's just some really cool shit in this game, and it has the best elements of Souls, and it has the best elements of like a Castlevania, and then the atmosphere is really great. Like, it's just so good. I'm talking about this right now, and I'm going, why is this only my number 6? I fucking love Salt and Sanctuary. My next 5 games better be pretty damn good. My number 5 favorite game of 2016 is Grow Up. Grow Up, that series that I adore and no one else plays for some reason. Okay, I know some of y'all do, but man, I loved Grow Home when I played that last year, 2 years ago. But man, Grow Up, they made a sequel out of the blue that like is crazy. Like, the first game, you're just doing a beanstalk straight up into space, and like that's pretty much it. But now they've made a whole fucking world here to explore all kinds of new plant life. You can plant things and use those plants to like navigate around the world, and it has what's so great about that first game, you know. And I gotta be honest with you, I captured this footage, but I 100% of this game. I did all the platforming challenges, I collected all the crystals, so you're not gonna see that here, but I'll tell you this much, it still has that super addictive quality of finding those crystals, because those power you up and let you jump and glide and do stuff longer. So it has that loop of what makes agility orbs from Crackdown exciting, but like, you know, they're like well hidden, like the way this world is constructed with all kinds of cool caves and little side tunnels in those caves. I fucking, oh man, I love this goddamn series. It has everything that clicks with Brad. It's just so fucking, god damn, I love this game. But it's seriously impressive, like the sense of scale and scope with this sequel, because that world is so big, and as you get further up into the atmosphere and eventually space, it just gets bigger and bigger and wider as you're going out, and all of a sudden you're doing platforming challenges on asteroid belts and stuff, and you eventually go to the fucking moon, which has its own gravity. This game is fucking dope, and I don't understand why more of you didn't play it, but I guess I'll never get it. It's one of those things that connects with me in a very, very, you know, raw way. I don't know why. I'm talking about it now going, man, this might be my favorite game of the year. But the truth is, it was a tough year with amazing games. And, the games I'm about to talk about, I just liked a little bit more. But I'll tell you this, it's on Steam. You should probably get that version. It's eventually going to be on sale. Pick it up. Just enjoy it. Because it's a game that just doesn't care about stories and cutscenes and skill trees and stuff. It's just, this is the best sandbox I've ever played in a game, because it really does feel like that. A fucking sandbox. Just chill, have a good time, unlock the bee costume. You can unlock costumes in this game. One of them, he looks like a bee, and all it does is attract other bees that don't do anything, but it's just cool because it's you hanging out with bees. God damn, I love Bud. I love this series. I don't know if they'll ever make another one, but god damn it, it's like Bud is my spirit animal, and Grow Up is my Jesus. I don't know what I'm saying, but it's damn good. My number 4 favorite game of 2016 is Limbo 2. I'm just kidding. Inside, when you first start Inside, it does seem a lot like Limbo. You're in a forest. You're kind of running from things that are trying to kill you, solving some basic puzzles. But I think what's so surprising about Inside is just really what they do to really kind of, get weird with some of the ways you interact with the environment and various things in the environment, and the kinds of puzzles you solve are very not Limbo. It's very surreal, a lot of the stuff that's going on, but it's actually fun and cool to try to figure some of that stuff out. A lot of like kind of mind-blowing stuff as you play through this game. It's just, man, like, this is seriously probably the best looking, most polished indie game I've ever seen. It took them such a long time to make it, but it's one of those games when you see it, you're like, oh yeah, I get it. This makes sense why it took you so long, because it really kind of floored me the first time I experienced it. And it's a game that doesn't take long. You can beat it in a sitting or two. But I think that's more of a testament to just how absorbing it is. This is such a atmospheric game, and you really do, at least with me, I really started to kind of care about this character. You play as this boy, and all this horrible stuff happens every time you fail one of these, encounters or a puzzle. Like, very brutal. And then, you start to really care about that character, and then something happens that to me, it's that thing that happens that everyone who's played Inside knows but doesn't want to tell people. And that was a very kind of a sad moment for me, because, something changed, and it kind of affected me deeply. But at the same time, what happens is very, like, cathartic and satisfying. But in a way, I was just kind of really angry and kind of taking out my frustrations. Yeah, I love the story in this game that it tells, even though it's not always super obvious what every little thing means. It's a very abstract game in the way they're kind of telling its story. But just because I don't understand all the metaphors doesn't mean it's any fucking less impactful. I mean, is a David Lynch movie suck just because you don't understand every little thing that happened? No, I mean, Mulholland Drive is still incredible. Inside is like the Mulholland Drive of video games or something. Maybe not really, but it's still really fucking great. And by the end of that game, I was just, my mouth was agape, and I just, goddamn, talking about Inside makes me want to go play it right now. That's how much I like it. I'm going to stop this recording, and I'm going to go play through Inside again. And you should too, because it really is that fucking great. Play Dead, god damn it. I can't wait for their next game. It just sucks, because I know it's going to take them like 5 years to make, but it's so going to be worth it. But damn, they knocked it out of the park with Inside. My number 3 game of 2016. Maybe surprising, but yes, it's Let It Die. Surprising because I think people expected this to be my number 1, because the truth is, it sort of took me by the balls, and I became obsessed with it and addicted to it, and that's a testament to how good this game really is. It's a free-to-play dungeon crawler that's heavily inspired by the Souls series in terms of combat, but has the stylings and the weirdness of what you'd expect from an other Suda game, like a No More Heroes or a Killer 7 or a, you know, Shadows of the Damned. But god damn it, it's like that is like some weird peanut butter and chocolate and brisket sandwich or something that just seems to work because all the components of the game just work really well. And it's not just that it has Souls combat. There's actually some really smart stuff in the way you like master weapon types and you unlock blueprints and you level up, your weapon types and you upgrade your weapons through materials and stuff. Like they know what they're doing here to make this thing really fucking addictive. It's just a great RPG that's hard to stop playing, but at the same time, like, the style here is so good. There's so many dope ass like weapons to find that's really what's keeping me, going, even though the game gets so fucking difficult. But I want to see that next, tile set on the next 10 floors because, you start out and you're like in the sewers and underground and it's like depressing. But right now where I'm in the game, I'm in like some fucked up amusement park, like part of the tower, and it's fucking cool as shit. And I'm picking up weapons. I just found a weapon that's like the baseball, the thing that flings the baseballs at a batting cage, and it's a gun for me now. And you know what the coolest weapon of 2016 is? It's a fucking iron, because god damn it, the iron in Let It Die is so fucking dope. You can like steam a bunch of dudes and it's crowd control. And what am I even talking about? Oh, Let It Die is so good. It's so fucking good. The music, the soundtrack in this game is the most ambitious soundtrack I've ever seen in a video game. And I know that sounds like hyperbole, but this is Akira Yamaoka and it is Suda, who are really into the music scene in Japan and I guess around the world. And they got over 100 bands to compose an original exclusive song for this game. There's so much variety in the type of music in this game. It's fucking great. I'm listening to music that I would never listen to before. Even fucking Nick music I've been listening to because it's so good and it really does fit the fucking setting. There's like multiplayer like mechanics in this game, not multiplayer in the traditional sense, but kind of like Metal Gear Solid at base invasion style stuff. You can like send your guys out into other people's games, kind of like Dragon's Dogma. This is by far the biggest, most ambitious game Grasshopper has ever made. It is the one that has surprised me the most this year, and this thing is fucking free. And I know it's published by Gung Ho, and they know what they're doing with some of the free-to-play hooks, and I have spent some money on this game. Not even close to like, buying like a $60 game, but I definitely don't feel bad spending money because I want to reward Grasshopper for making such a good game, and it's free. And I hope this thing is really successful for them. I hope that more content, comes, and this might be the best free-to-play game ever because what's there is so good. So good. That Dark Souls style combat is so good. But when you're playing Dark Souls with a fucking iron, you've stumbled into something special, and Let It Die really is that special thing. Now I just gotta go play 100 more hours of it before I get to the top because it's Jesus. I love Let It Die. My number 2 favorite game of 2016 is Jonathan Blow's The Witness. And, I like to throw in Jonathan Blow in the title there because the man is a fucking puzzle auteur. I don't know. I mean, the last game he made was Braid, and that was forever ago, but that game was fucking amazing too. But this game kind of blows my mind even more than Braid because who would have thought that I follow this man on Twitter, and throughout the course of the development of this game, it's like, I got 400 puzzles now. It's like, yeah, I got 500 puzzles now, and he just keeps going up and up, and it's like there's no way a game has that many puzzles. And then you see it and you're like, these are just lines. You're just doing mazes. And on the surface it seems really stupid that you're on this big beautiful island and then you're spending most of your time looking at these panels solving mazes, but god damn, so many clever ways that he creates like a language of these like symbols and like tricks in the ways that you solve these line puzzles that Like it's stuff you can't even talk about because every little thing, every little twist on every single type of puzzle is like a fucking spoiler because it's all like mind-blowing shit. And when you figure out like the way a puzzle works, it's kind of you're just sitting there going like, how did he do it again? How did he make drawing lines interesting again? But he does it again and again and again, and like I feel like there's more surprises and like more twists in this game than any other game I played this year, even up to the end of the game. I was kind of putting off like solving the last part of the game because I kind of wanted to do all the lasers, but then I put it down, but when I finally went back to it, even leading up to the fucking credits of the game, I was like, I can't believe he is still wowing me with this shit. And it really is. It really is just a beautiful, mind-blowing, like very, very challenging puzzle game. But man, if you like solving puzzles and figuring this shit out, you have to play The Witness. You just have to. Even when you get stuck and frustrated, it's okay. Walk away. Not just outside the game, but also in the game. Walk to a different part of the island and just try something different because the clever ways that you solve different puzzles can be like your brain might suck at one thing, but it might be really good at something else, and you really don't have to solve all the puzzles in the game to finish it. You probably don't even have to solve half of them. So I just encourage you. I know a lot of people stop playing this. Just go back, find something else to do in the game because it's there. And we're not even going to talk about the mind-blowing like twist puzzles in this game because that would be a big spoiler, but there's a good chance you saw my video from earlier in this year. It is my moment of the year. Man, you have to play The Witness. Did I mention this game's fucking beautiful? Jeez, so beautiful. My favorite game of 2016 is The Darkest Dungeon. Oh, this game is so good. It's my most played game of the year. It is an RPG dungeon crawler stress management game. Stress, that's a big deal in this game where, you create a party of 4 characters and there's so many cool job classes in this game. People talk about their favorite characters of the year being like different Overwatch characters. Mine are, the fucking Houndsmaster, the fucking Leopard. There's so many cool job classes in this game, and this seriously, no hyperbole, is one of the best turn-based combat systems I ever seen in an RPG. And I've been playing RPGs for a long time. It seems simple on the surface, but the emphasis on positioning and targeting various units and battles and the way your movement while doing some of the attacks, it's just so cleverly designed, so tight. Like they made, there's probably like 12 different job classes, but they all feel so different, and the ways they implement various abilities, it's fucking great. The loot in this game is amazing as well. The different trinkets you get like feel different and powerful. Like, I can seriously talk about all the fucking systems of this game just being some of the best I've seen in an RPG in a long time. But the stress system is probably the most innovative, where you have characters seeing horrifying shit, losing their minds. In the different ways they can lose their minds are fucking crazy too, where all of a sudden they just refuse heals because fuck it. I deserve to be tortured because I saw, the fucking horrifying face of a tentacle Lovecraftian creature, and now I don't want your healing anymore. It's such a clever idea, and then as your guys start to lose their minds, it just creates a chain reaction where, hey, my healer is fucking saying some creepy shit, and now I'm freaking out, and now everyone's freaking out. And then there's that moment. Where like, it's a small chance of happening where someone gets so stressed out, but all of a sudden, it flips, and it's like, no, I've learned something about myself. I'm not a fucking mental wreck. I'm dope as shit. And like, that doesn't happen very often, but when it does, it is always satisfying. Did I mention how hard this game is? This game is so hard, and more so than any game I've ever played. Missing an enemy is the worst. Getting crit from an enemy is the worst. You feel it more than I've ever felt in any RPG. God damn it, it's so good. Like, I could talk about this game. I could make a 20-minute video on just Darkest Dungeon, but I can't do that. I can't do that. Did I tell you how good this looks? How amazing the sound design is in this game? It really is a complete package that is, honestly, I haven't been this wowed by like an indie game since maybe FTL. Like, I'm surprised by how complete of a package this is in terms of looks, in terms of gameplay, in terms of systems. Everything about this game just screams Brad. It's beautiful, it's dark, it's funny. The narrator in this game is the coolest character of the year because he's so fucking hilarious. Well, maybe he's not better than Trico. I don't know. Oh, you'll have to listen to the award show to decide who actually my favorite character is. But goddamn, I love the Darkest Dungeon. I will say I have not finished it. I'm ready to go finish the game, but I am so scared to go into the Darkest Dungeon, which is funny because my characters are scared to go in there too. But I'm ready. I've probably been ready for the past 30 hours, but I can't do it. Like the Lovecraftian nightmares that I know that are waiting for me just horrify me. But I think that's such a testament to how effective the game is at being the nightmare that it is. God damn it, Darkest Dungeon. You need to play it. There's an expansion coming out soon, or an update coming out soon that's sort of a shortened version of the campaign. So if you're worried about it being a time sink, maybe pick it up and download that. But I can't tell you enough just how amazing Darkest Dungeon is. It's my favorite game of 2016. It is the best game of 2016, and you're a fool if you did not play it. Okay, you're not a fool, but I love you. Anyways, that's going to do it for my top 10 games of 2016. Thank you so much for watching and watching me play through a lot of these games throughout the year on our stream. Again, I'm sorry about Hitman. I can't believe Stardew Valley's not on this list. That's insane. We need to talk about that below in the comments. Anyways, have a great 2017. It's going to be a good year. I can feel it. Fuck you, Microsoft.